Hey, party people. Welcome to Watch Me Design a Fashion Collection Season 2, The Restart. When we last left off, I have no idea, but we are going to get back to it. Let me tell you how out of this project that I'm in, the state that I'm in, is I recall last October, not 2 months ago, but 14 months ago in October, I was in an airport sketching. And then I recall being on an airplane after that and sketching, and the flight attendant complimenting me on my sketches. And I don't remember anything else after that or before that. I do know that I had the wherewithal to put all the things that I had done and kept it all together. But beyond that, let's go back to the beginning. Preposterous. This was our mind map. Okay? And we had branched off into a lot of crazy things. And this was the silhouette. I remember we talked about balloons. I remember we talked about hot air balloons. We talked about deflated, collapsed hot air balloons. Listen, I'm not doing the bejeweled panties anymore because Miu Miu already did bejeweled panties like a little while ago after I sketched this, but a while back. And I am not interested in trying to look like I copied Prada because everyone does that already. No, thank you. I'm gonna just leave that for other people to do. And then I was obsessed with making my own ropes and doing these dresses that look like a pile of ropes off of the hot air balloon thing, the collapsed hot air balloon that had fallen. And then we had military costume that was excessively military, but also excessively not military. And Marie Antoinette meets pom-pom balls, meets flounces, and this whole circular, spectacular thing, and cables and ropes and O-rings and D-rings and all these things. And let me just tell you something. This shit, pardon my French, looks so old and dated to me now. And, it was so fun and bonkers back then. This is the one that I had been sketching on the flight. And, turbulence. I had tipped water all over this and had to rewrite it. Yeah, designers, we get sick of our own stuff and we're like, I don't want to do this anymore. My dad used to call me tonggeguri, what parents call Korean kids when they're brats or ornery or do things the opposite of what you tell them to do. And yeah, that is me. I'm an ornery old bird, okay? Clock the chicken reference, extraordinary chickens, always and forever. Anyways, I just do not like to do things the way everybody else does things. I mean, look at my career, okay? But when I was doing this, everyone was doing such wearable clothes, and I am like, I'm so bored. And now everyone, not naming names, are making mockeries of fashion institutions and putting things on the runway that shouldn't even see past a doodle on a napkin being made into clothes and, just smirching I think y'all know what I'm talking about. There's a bunch of BS on the runways and it's boring. And if you watch my Saint Laurent review from a couple weeks ago, I think that's why I was so enamored with it, because it was really wearable. And, somebody left a comment, respectfully, Zoe, this collection was a boring, okay? And listen, as long as you're respectful about it, you can disagree with me as much as you want. And I did say to that person, you're right, it is on the boring side, and they could have done this, and they could have done that. Mostly, if they had some dramatic evening wear at the end, could have saved it from being a little too boring. But that's what I'm into right now, is like making things that look wearable, but yet are interesting and are actual clothes. But here's the thing. is I talk about designers having vision and having a big creative vision and being able to lead a team with their creative vision. But also, designers have to know how to make a pair of pants. And they need to know how to make a pair of pants interesting and wearable and sellable, but also different from the other person trying to sell you pants. Okay? So at the end of the day, pants need 2 legs, a waist, a closure, some pockets. Okay? I know some of y'all think pockets are optional. Get off my channel if you think pockets are optional. Get out of here with your optional pockets. Okay, anyway. This is a magazine I've been holding on to forever. This is, I don't even know what it's called anymore. It's called A New Magazine Devoted to Vintage. Display copy, issue 1. This was the first issue, and everything in here is vintage. And I'm like, I heard about this magazine, and I don't much buy paper magazines anymore unless I'm traveling to a foreign country, and I pick up I like to pick up local magazines. But like I was like a whole magazine where everything is vintage. And you know, it's not even so much that I like all these outfits, or it's like the repurposing of things, but in a way that doesn't look like a school project. You know, I'm not trying to make fun of beginners. Here's the thing. It's like, yeah, you know, it's like we all have to start somewhere. But by the time you're literally selling things to people for thousands of dollars, your stuff should not look like a school project. That's what I'm saying, okay? Everyone should be experimenting and making a ton of mistakes, and then, but not try to swindle a customer over by selling a bunch of BS. But the way, I don't know, just like the vibe of this magazine and the layering and the patchworking, not literal patchworking, but just the idea of putting and stitching and assembling things together, just is so interesting to me. Like, I don't know what's happening here. But it's like army webbing worn as sleeve garters. I'm not a fan of the military, but I love military uniform from different countries. I'm anti-war. I don't love that the military takes all of the U.S.'s money, but they got style. Oh, I know. I'm so problematic sometimes. Just, ugh. But I think that's why I also love khaki green. I don't know. Listen, I'm the worst. Leave me alone. Just the assemblage. Okay. Everyone thinks that corsets should be worn with like really beautiful evening wear. No. I like this. She's wearing like 3 bras, but she didn't need none of them because she ain't got no titties, but whatever. The idea of assemblage of things. So I don't like, oh, let me try this and let me try that. But it's more like, I just like the mood of this. Sometimes I just flip through it just to look at the mood of it, you know? And sometimes, you know, a lot of books are like that. It's not so much like I'm going to try to recreate this crane or whatever, but it's just like, get that. It's like almost like listening to music before you sketch to get yourself in the mood. It's just like, I'm such a visual person that looking at things puts me in a particular mood. Something else I wanted to talk to you about and show you was in November, I went to LA for an event for Patreon creators. And that was cool. And I was like sitting in the audience, and listen, I've been like this since I was a child. I cannot pay attention to a lecturer, guest speaker, house speaker, whatever, without doodling. Okay, it helps me focus. So I was doodling in the audience. I drew this because I don't know. Sometimes it just comes out. Okay, it just comes out. And I really like the line quality, and I kind of like these pants. I don't like this dress, but the thing about this top is I have been kind of obsessed with not covering breasts. And I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that's all about. I'm not trying to like make a statement about breastfeeding in public or anything like that, okay? You know, babies need food, whatever, get over it, okay? But I'm not even thinking about that. And I know that I did I poked a little bit of fun at that Aunt Millimeter collection where we had a bunch of feathers over the titties, and you know that really works for people who have very small areolas. But then who was that actress who looked really good at the Vanity, some red carpet? Anyway, I'm just like, this idea of not wearing a top, but wearing something else to cover the bits, I'm just really obsessed with it. Don't ask me where I got it. You know, sometimes people are like, where do you get inspired from? I don't know, you know. When I spent more time designing collections than teaching, you know, journalists would ask me all the time, where do you get your inspiration from? I don't know. Sometimes just weird stuff pops into my head. Like, look at that girl. She doesn't need a shirt. Her skirt is so amazing. And then I sketched this before I left because this is the silhouette I'm into right now. Where did it come from? I don't know. Yet again, sometimes these things happen. I sketched this actually when I was promoting this sketchbook for the first time. And I was just doing a bunch of stuff where I was like markering and painting in the book. And I was just like, whatever, right? I'm super into these very high-waisted pants with a substantial waistband and pocketing that makes the curves of the hips, like it accentuates, and I really want to play with that. And then I remember, you know, here's the thing, is somebody, you know, when I did that big old call out for what kind of videos you wanted to watch in 2024, somebody had said, and a bunch of people hearted this one comment, they said, hey, you remember that video you made about how to design jeans and you broke apart all the elements of jeans and, you know, all the options you could do for the various elements of jeans, and then that was a really cool video and I learned a lot and I wish you would make more of those. I was like, ooh, that's good. You know why? Because it goes back to what I was saying before about how, you know what? We all need to learn how to make pants. Okay? It's not always about where to put pom-poms and animals and big drapes and big hats. And sometimes it's about just really amazing pants. Sometimes it's just about clothes. Okay? C-L-O-T-H-E-S. Clothes. See, look at how well this paper just loves marker. This is marker. Just, ugh. Y'all, I love this sketchbook so much. I'm so proud of it. Oh. And it works so good with colored pencil. The colored pencil just kind of slides. Just shh. Anyway, what was I doing? This was the one I was sketching. And I posted this on Instagram and people really liked it. I'm like, y'all realize this is like a 30-second doodle while I was listening to some guy talk about how his dad used to beat him every time he drew. That's a true story. Like, I was listening to this guy, and I actually stopped drawing at this point because I was like, holy crap, that's terrible. I should have bookmarked it because I have a bookmark. Oh my God. But yeah, this guy was telling this story about, I mean, he makes art his living now, but he was talking about how when he was a little kid, his dad wanted someone way more macho than him. And, you know, and he was short and slight and loved art and drawing. And his mom tried to protect him, but his dad was obviously a butthole of the nth caliber. And crazy story. Very inspiring, though, about overcoming obstacles. I mean, talk about an obstacle, am I right? Holy crap, okay? So this is what I'm into right now. I am just really into maxi pants and covering tits without a shirt, okay? Now, I'm not about just girls waving their stuff around. I mean, okay, listen, if you want to wave your stuff around, be my guest. That is great. You should wave all the stuff around. However, I should, as a designer, offer you ways to cover that. Maybe not a shirt, you know? Like this whole repurposing vibe, right? Like things that people were wearing that were not exactly worn the way they were supposed to be worn. Like that. How am I covering titties without a shirt? Or a shirt that isn't exactly worn the way it's supposed to be worn, okay? So I wanna think about that. Cause let me tell you, walking around in public with no shirt on, that's preposterous. And, you know, pretending this non-shirt is shirt enough to wear in public without getting arrested, that is also varying degrees of preposterous. So we're back to this, right? But I'm obsessed. This is the silhouette I'm obsessed with. I want to do a whole video where I just obsess over details of pants. I'm going to call them maxi pants. And people are going to say, that sounds like maxi pads. And it doesn't have the same ring as maxi skirt. But I do want to call them maxi pants because these are maximum pants. Okay, British, I know pants, trousers, I got it, okay? But these are maximum pants. Maximum effect pants. Okay? Do you need, like, we need maximum pants. Maximum pants. Listen, I know this could have been a face video where you saw all of my arm gesticulations and me bobbing my head around with my tiara on, but if you've been following me on social media, I have been ding dang so sick this week that, I mean, I was so sick this week, y'all. And I haven't been sick like this in forever. I had a 101.7 fever, and that was only when I was even able to take my temperature. I'm sure it got higher at points where I was so just like chills, bundled in 17 blankets while still feeling cold. I'm sure my fever was higher than that at some point. And then on Wednesday, I had this like, oh, I'm fine. Oh, this is great. No, I went to my eye appointment, you know. I was like preparing for the rest of the week. Thursday morning, no, back to bed. Ugh. I've never had, and I didn't have COVID. I took the test twice. I didn't have COVID. And I had a COVID booster and a flu shot in October. I've never had the flu shot fail me like that before. Never. Never. Like, what even? Okay. And so I look like raggedy butt face right now. So, and the internet is forever. The internet is forever. So listen, I'm not doing this. Okay. I might do this at the end. I always need some dramatic evening wear somewhere. But I mean, honestly, this whole thing of nothing covering titties, it was already enrooted there. Okay. I can't seem to get past that for some reason. I mean, I could do a bunch of this with like Amazonian one tit showing, one tit covered. This is just looking super dated to me. You know, I am sad that I didn't get to develop this because I had so much fun with it at the time. But I am not feeling none of this. Like, I might actually incorporate some of these like details into the front covering. I'm not even gonna call them shirts or tops, like front coverings. Bibs. Like interesting bibs. Oh snap. Oh snap. Bibs. Well, now we're back to breastfeeding. Okay, bibs. We're just gonna do a bunch of really cool looking bibs with maxi pants. Is this whole video a fever dream? I don't know. I don't know. But listen, okay, like I was really not feeling this video, but the algorithm, y'all, if you love a YouTuber, and I'm not even just talking about me, but just if you have a YouTuber you love, just go watch their videos, okay? Because there is a chance, especially if they're a little bit smaller. It's weird because I have a big channel in terms of subscriber size, but I don't get a lot of views per video that are like relative to my subscriber count because the algorithm destroys me, destroys my will to live, it destroys my will to create, whatever. Anyway, if you love a YouTuber, go watch their video. Just like randomly, instead of going to the homepage, just be like, what this hoe up to? Okay, let's go look. What this hooker up to? All right. We're going to do bibs and maxi pants, and they're going to be interesting. But if you're on my Patreon, you know I've been using this term wearable drama, where something is super dramatic, but it's like in a silhouette that's easy to wear. And I'm obsessed with this in terms of both my personal style and my brand aesthetic for kind of the projects I do over on Patreon. And this is like just like my favorite thing. And you know who's a good example of wearable drama? Not always, but often is Valentino. Because Valentino often does these easy shapes, but very dramatic, whether it's like because it's covered in feathers, or it's a very loud color, or a very interesting color combination, just big capes. And I'm aware there are a lot of things where you feel like you have to have a certain kind of body to wear them, but there's a lot of wearable drama in like recent Valentino collections. So this whole idea of maxi pants, who can't wear pants, okay? They're pants, and bibs. You know, if you think a girl's gonna fall out, you just gotta use some Hollywood tape, okay? But, fever dream, okay? If the guys with the straight jackets come after me, I'm just gonna tell them this is a fever dream, literally caused by fever. Okay, I have all these sketches too. I'm not feeling none of this stuff, but I actually like this one. So let's keep that one. What is this? Mid-lattice short. No, I don't like none of that. No. I like this, except I would turn it into pants. Okay? Make a statement. No skirts. I might do a skirt. Maybe one skirt. I don't know. Ooh. I don't like none of these. Like, I know these are similar, but they're really different to me, okay? The way the top is constructed is really different, where this is like goes off the shoulder a little bit and really comes up to the neck. This one, the whole shape of it. And then this being offset is better looking to me than this being flush. So again, it's like not every sketch that you do has to be drastically different from each other, like these three things. You can start just like looking at little things and trying little things, like this offset versus this flush, this neckline versus that neckline. I actually really like this. I need a bib. This needs a bib. Rework this whole top, but I like this idea of this like sparseness, because you see how the line here cuts into the breast. It's not off to the side. I mean, I guess this whole like titty thing has been just latently brewing in my brain since like 2022. Sometimes it be like that. This one is like all the way out, but this one is narrower. It has that triangular look that I like here, you know, this kind of look. I don't like none of these. These look so dated to me now. I'm so over all of these. I don't like none of those. Oh, I like this. Bibs! But not, you know? Okay? These are not actually like catching any food or anything like that. Or whatever you use bibs for. It has been a long time since I've taken care of a baby. What do I want to do here? Do I want to actually connect them to pants? Like these are the weirdest looking suspenders, exaggerated suspenders. Exaggerated suspenders. Oh, I like that. Exaggerated suspenders. Okay, I like it. I don't like none of this. Okay. Dated. No one wants to be dated. Okay. No copyright laws come after me. I was so off key and just terrible that no one would possibly say that I was like mimicking a particular song. I think that's what we're going with this. Bibs. I think we're going to take some of this stuff and we're going to make bibs and we're going to make amazing pants. Let me know what kind of videos you want in this series. I am actually really looking forward to doing a video all about all the ways you can make interesting pants. Ooh, I am really into that, okay? Because, let me tell you, you have to be able to do both, okay? Vision, creative direction, leadership, but also all the little details that make pants great. All right, fever dream over, I think. Drop me your questions and your video requests in the comment section below. I hope I'm feeling better by the time you see this. I hope you're all doing great, and I will see you in the next video.